Today's one shot is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever one shot. One shots are just going to be quick overviews of things that I want to bring to your attention, whether it be near and dear to my heart, something I just don't want you to miss, or something I'm pissed off about. I'm going to be using this opportunity every Thursday to tell you about something new. Today's episode is going to be on Jesper Kyd, the video game composer. Let's get to it. All right, guys. So, music. I'm going to be doing a lot of music because it doesn't really fit into the dual review segments so well. A lot of music. I've always been known for my taste in music. I've always adored lots of different types of music. The reason I want to talk about Jesper Kyd, he's a great video game composer. If you play video games, you've probably played a game that has a score. I'll go over a few of them in a minute, but the reason I really want to bring this up is because Nick and I recently reviewed Hitman Absolution Sniper Challenge. We're anticipating Hitman Absolution for sure, at least I am. But I was really surprised that they did not have Jesper Kyd return as composer for that game, and he's not going to be doing Hitman Absolution. Now, Jesper Kyd has done every other Hitman game. He started off with Codename 47. He's done 2 and Contracts and Blood Money, and he's done them all. But now he's not doing this one, and I don't know the reason. I have nothing against the composer that took his place, but I was really sad, and I wanted to bring it up during that review, but it only made it into the bloopers just a little bit, so I missed my opportunity, and I wanted to make sure that I brought to your attention Jesper Kyd, because I listened to Jesper Kyd a lot. I wish there was more, honestly. But having said that, there's a lot. If you've ever played a Hitman game, like I said, if you've ever played an Assassin's Creed game, he's the composer for that. He's also been the composer, and this is maybe the reason that he isn't doing the latest Hitman, is because he's been working on the Borderlands 2. He did Borderlands, the original soundtrack, so now he's doing Borderlands 2, which is about to come out, and Darksiders 2 as well. So maybe he's just really busy doing those two guys. One of the soundtracks that I really adore, that I think is underrated, is Unreal Tournament 3. Now, he did do it with another composer. He had help with, I forget his name. It's a very Italian or French sounding name. He collaborated on that one, but I really find that one fun. It's got a very strong kind of electronica, future edge to it. If you've ever played Unreal Tournament 3, especially 3, at any of the Unreal Tournament games, you know that some of the characters have this very Egyptian flair to them, and he definitely used that as license to work in some of that, the ethnic instruments into the soundtracks. But the reason that I love instrumentals so much, and that's what Jesper Kyd is, he's a composer. He does the orchestral stuff and the instrumental stuff. He does every once in a while have background vocals from like the gal from Dead Can Dance. I mean, just like Hans Zimmer did, and I'll get to Hans Zimmer in another one shot, I'm sure. Hans Zimmer is kind of, to me, the Jesper Kyd equivalent in films, and that's really high praise indeed, because Jesper Kyd is a lot newer than Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is an old pro. He's done everything from League of Their Own and Lion King to Last Samurai and Inception, Dark Knight movies, whatever. He's done all those scores. So to compare Jesper Kyd to Hans Zimmer a little bit is high praise. The reason I adore these is because, while I'm working on the computer doing modeling or animation or anything that's not like sound effects heavy, I can listen to the music and it just mellows me out. It gets me in the zone. The Unreal Tournament 3 one that I mentioned is really great because it's got a driving beat. It just keeps going and going. So you're just working along, and before you know it, an hour's gone and you've got your great thing done. It's not distracting because there's not a whole lot of lyrics that your mind is trying to figure out what he's saying. It's just, you just kind of fade. And, I brought this up before that one of the marks of a really great soundtrack is sometimes that you don't even notice it. If it heightens your emotion without calling attention to itself, that is the goal. That is the perfect goal. In fact, that's why for a longest time, I did sound for movies, and that's kind of where I was going with my career. And it was so funny to me that so many people poo-pooed that stuff. It was like, oh, the sound's not that important. But I challenge you, take your favorite game, your favorite movie, turn off the volume and see if you have the same emotional or same kind of connection. You don't. The music adds so much to it. But again, because one of the benchmarks of a great soundtrack is to be kind of, just part of the movie and not call attention to itself. Because of that fact, a lot of people just automatically overlook it. Whatever. It's not like, hey, some of the bad movies are like Troy. I freaking hate the soundtrack in Troy. And the reason is because the music is like every time like a good guy's around, it's like light and do, or maybe it's energetic, but it's very positive. And then as soon as like the bad guy, it's like, here is the good guy, and here is the bad guy, here is the good guy, here is the bad guy. It's so horrible. It's so transparent, and well, actually, it's not transparent at all. It's very clunky, and a good soundtrack just kind of melds those together, and you don't know. Like another great soundtrack in movies, again, Hans Zimmer. Now, he worked with, I forget his name, but he worked with another composer on that. But like Dark Knight, when you have that single violin note that just kind of goes, it just adds so much tension, and you might not even realize that it's really agitating you, because most of us have kind of a decent ear, and we want to hear parts of a chord. We want it to be finished. We don't want it to be so dissonant like that is. Anyway, Jesper Kyd is also a master at those sort of things, and I really enjoy his soundtracks. So go to jesperkyd.com, check out his CDs. You can buy them if you want to. Otherwise, you can go like Spotify or even Pandora. If you put Jesper Kyd into Pandora and make a radio station, you're going to get a lot of great stuff. You're going to get some of his Robotech stuff. You'll definitely get Hitman stuff, and you'll get a lot of like artists that are really cool. I love that radio station. I listen to it all the time. And I'm also going to put some of my favorite songs, some of the examples of his work on my blog. So if you go to rjstake.blogspot.com, it's RJYSTAKE@blogspot.com. I will have a little blurb about Jesper Kyd and some music to share. Please go experience his music. Hopefully you'll love him just as much as I do. Let me know what you think. Tell me if there's something that you love that maybe I've missed. Leave comments. I will definitely reply on the air if they're worthy. And I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, have a great day. Go check out Jesper Kyd. Don't miss it. See you later. See you later.